What's going on YouTube? My name is Brian and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be starting a brand new series on the channel on the newly released Madden NFL 26 that just came out yesterday as I'm recording this. And yeah, we're going to hopefully have a lot of fun and yeah, just play this game and hopefully see if it lives up to its hype or not. Because I mean, the internet's already kind of blown up over this game, at least on both sides. I mean, people supporting it, people not supporting it. So I haven't really done a whole lot in this game yet. So we're going to start a series today on it, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. That all said, today we're going to be starting a franchise Let's Play series, and they'll have a specific team in mind I'm going to be playing as, and you guys might not see this one coming, but I've done a lot of thinking, a lot of deep thoughts, and I've come to a conclusion on the team I'm going to play for this franchise series. So with that said, the team we're going to be playing this year in our Madden 26 franchise, our first franchise of the year, will be, drumroll please, the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, I know, it's not the most probably glamorous choice of a team to play as in this game, but honestly, we're just going to go along with it and hopefully have some fun. So anyways, but before we start, I'm actually going to do a quick little wardrobe change, so I will be right back with you guys in just a moment, so give me 1 second. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, just had a little change into a nice jersey here, kind of get ourselves immersed into this franchise. So, yep, that's right, we're wearing a Nick Chubb jersey, and we're gonna have some fun. So let's just hop right in. Let's not waste any more time. And yeah, obviously, as we go into this, we're gonna have to make one of the first decisions of the franchise, which who is gonna be our head coach. And honestly, as much as I want to try this new feature out where we can create our own coach using these 3 different base types, I'm actually going to use the real life coach. I'm actually going to roll with Kevin Stefanski because I think he's fine as he is. If we want to do something a little different later on, we can, but I think for the purposes of this franchise, we're just going to roll with Kevin Stefanski, and we're just going to hopefully try and help him lead this team to greatness. So, you know, as unrealistic as that might sound. But yeah, so I will customize the league here, and then I will meet you guys back in 1 second. Okay, so now we are in our little franchise hub here, which honestly, I gotta say, this looks very clean. It looks very nice. It's only slightly different than from last year, but I feel like so far, at least at the launch of this game, it's so far doesn't look too bad, and I don't know, I kind of dig it personally. Anyways, looking here on the menu side of things, over on the side here, we have a couple of differences than the past years. We got a couple of these things that are labeled differently, like GM's office, for example. Like they're basically more like, you know, they're kind of renamed the categories and just, you know, labeled a little differently. Obviously, we can see here that the coaching and staff area has been fully revamped. We also even have access to our trainer now as well, which is kind of cool. And obviously also we have the new thing to this game, which is the abilities and the play sheets, which is something I'm not going to really dive too much into, at least not right now. So if you guys want me to, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But I just want to kind of, you know, show that they're here. And in case you guys haven't gotten the game yet, or you're debating on whether you should get the game, just know this is something new that's in this game if you haven't heard already. But yeah, now the next thing we're going to look at is, of course, the team roster. So looking at our roster here, we got obviously a lot of solid players here at the top. Obviously, we got the one and only Myles Garrett at a 99 overall, which is going to be very helpful. And with that said, obviously with him being already in a little bit, you know, of an older age, he's not necessarily going to stick around for a whole lot longer potentially. Obviously, he just got a contract extension this past year in real life, so that might help us out a little bit potentially. We'll see. Underneath Myles, we got Denzel Ward at a 90. We got David Njoku, one of the most underrated, I feel like, tight ends in all of the NFL. And then underneath Njoku, to round out our top 5, we got Joel Bitonio, another solid offensive guard for Cleveland, and Jerry Jeudy, who came here only just a couple seasons ago. He's at an 84, which is pretty solid, honestly, if all things considered. Now, the nice thing about this is we have a lot of strong position or players at certain positions, so that's going to basically be really helpful, especially as we try to develop the young guys we have on this roster, and then move on from the veterans as well that are not doing as well and are aging and just kind of taking up space on the roster. However, one of the first things I'm going to highlight here is the quarterback room, which Cleveland has probably one of the most interesting quarterback rooms I have ever seen. I think honestly one that probably the most strange that anyone's ever seen, honestly. Because obviously, looking at here, we have 5 quarterbacks on the roster already. I think they technically signed one more in real life, but the roster's not updated yet because it happened before the game came out, so that's fine. It's not the most accurate. It's okay. But yeah, obviously we got the rookies down here. We got Shadur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, who Cleveland took in the 3rd and 5th round respectively this past year, which both picks were kind of odd anyways for them, but that's a whole nother story for another time. And then obviously we got Kenny Pickett, the one and only guy from Pittsburgh, who obviously had a starting role with the Steelers and then kind of became a backup in Philly when they won the Super Bowl last year. And then now is on the Cleveland Browns trying to fight for a roster spot. And then, of course, we got Joe Flacco as the starter as of right now because he's the highest rated. He's a 7-1 overall. He's still kicking even though he's 40 years old. Honestly, it's very, very impressive. He's still able to do this. And then, obviously, last but not least, we got, well, if you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, looking at more of the lineup sort of screen to kind of see what we're all working with, so that way I don't have to go through every single one of the roster menus to kind of bore you guys to death. Obviously, we saw a lot of the offense already. I talked about it. Honestly, our offensive line is not the worst. I've seen way worse offensive lines. I've worked with way worse offensive lines in the past. So this is honestly not that bad to me. I already talked about it a little bit already with Jerry Jeudy, but our receivers are not bad. We not only have Jerry Jeudy, but we also have Deontay Johnson, which I kind of forgot about that Cleveland even signed him, but he's now been in 3 different places in the NFC North already, and those being Pittsburgh and Baltimore. But yeah, and then obviously below them we got Carter here, we got Cedric Tillman below that, and then we just got really just honestly solid guys underneath these guys. I'm not really too worried about our wide receivers by any stretch of the imagination. Now, when it comes to the running back room of Cleveland, obviously there's no more Nick Chubb. He left. He's in Houston right now. But this team does still have a very solid room, and they have a couple guys in here that I think are interesting. Number one, they got Jerome Ford, who's I feel like potentially an underrated guy. He's not terrible from every time I've watched him play, so he could be a good starting back for us. And then obviously below him, we have 2 rookies. One could Quinshawn Judkins out of Ohio State, and Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. So really not a bad running back room for Cleveland, all things considered. It's just something I just wanted to highlight here because obviously it's going to be something we're going to take note of as we go through this series. Flipping over to defense, we kind of already talked about Myles Garrett, but honestly, and we already talked about Denzel Ward as well, but below Denzel Ward, our corners are not the worst. We got Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson Jr., 2 very solid corners in my opinion. If anything, the whole thing I think is the weakest point in this Cleveland Browns roster is probably the safeties, with Ronnie Hickman being the starting free safety and the strong safety being Greg Delpit. So in other words, in future drafts, we might honestly want to target safety, or maybe just in the trade deadline, that might be something we want to target. If you guys want me, by the way, to trade for somebody, feel free to leave a comment down below. And just let me know a player you want to see me try and trade for. Obviously, we can only use Cleveland's assets to try and get that player, but I don't know. I'm curious to see if you guys have any thoughts. So, once again, leave them in the comments below. Also, last but not least, our linebackers are pretty solid, and our defensive line, honestly, it's not the worst. Like, I've seen worse. Luckily, we have a couple rookies here, Mason Graham and Carson Schwarzenegger, that we'll be able to build up, hopefully, and be able to just build up and use hopefully later in their careers, and hopefully they develop into very strong veterans in the future. So it looks like Kevin Stefanski here is going to be talking with Kenny Pickett, and he's saying that he wants to have a starting role in this offense. Honestly, buddy, you're probably unfortunately going to be one of the ones to get cut, so sorry about that. Anyways, now moving on to our next one. We're talking with our trainer. Now, one of the nice things, I think, the reason why they put the trainer here is because now what they've implemented from the college football games that they just came out with is the wear and tear system, which is now in Madden and probably will be for in future years to come. So that's, I think, the main reason why they're implementing the trainer system in here is because there's a wear and tear system all in the game now, and that means that you're gonna have to talk with your trainer more, make sure the guys are staying healthy, and basically like how you would do in real life, essentially. All right, so now that it's week 1, it's time to check the free agent pool because I want to see if there's any good guys we can potentially add to our team to make us just a little bit better before we play our game against the Bengals. All right, so looking at our options here, it doesn't look like we have a whole lot to work with, unfortunately, which honestly is a little sad, but at the same time, I guess I understand we didn't do a whole lot in the week 1. It would have been much better if we did in the week 1 rather than now the regular season. Anyways, we got Austin Eckler, which you don't need. We got Justin Jones. We don't really need a D tackle. I did say we need a safety, so let's go take a look at those free safeties and see what they're looking like here. Okay, so our best one is indeed Tashawn Gibson Sr. And honestly, we could do that, but at the same time, DeMar Hamlin's in here too. Interesting. So the Bills cut him, unfortunately. Actually, I think for right now, we're probably just going to stay cool with the free safety. I think we're going to just go with the guy we have for now and just kind of see if we need to upgrade at all. But yeah, well, we can always come back here if we definitely need to. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the depth chart, see how we're doing with guys. And it looks like Shedeur Sanders is listed as a starter, so we cut Joe Flacco, apparently, which I find really odd, but okay. Actually, unless, of course, Joe got hurt, unfortunately, which I'm actually going to go try and look at that right now and see if he did or not. No, we actually cut Joe Flacco. That's a little bit surprising because, yeah, I didn't expect this too. But also, unfortunately, Jerome Ford's hurt for 3 to 7 weeks because of broken thumb. That's fun. And also Mason Graham, our stud D tackle's out as well. That sucks so much. So yeah, I guess with that whole thing, I guess Shedeur is going to be our starter because Joe Flacco either retired or he got cut. And that's a little interesting because I wouldn't have probably chosen to do that. But hey, I guess we, maybe things happen for a reason. I don't know. Now looking back at our adjust lineup screen, obviously you can see that Kushan Junkins is obviously the starter now because Jerome Ford's hurt. So that's honestly not bad. I think, honestly, I mean, it sucks for Jerome Ford, but Junkins now gets to show what he's all about. Sampson gets another opportunity, more of an opportunity as well. I think these guys could not be happier that they at least get the opportunity to start. Obviously, they still think it sucks that Jerome Ford's hurt, but hey, what else are you going to do, I guess? Like we said, obviously, we're going to be rolling with Shedeur Sanders for the starting role, which I think, honestly, that's fine because I kind of want to develop him a little bit and to see how he does just throughout the year. So obviously now we'll play through each and every game and we'll see how he does per each game. We might swap through quarterbacks, but ideally Shedeur is our guy. So we'll just try and build around him if we can. But then again, it's going to probably take a couple weeks for me to see if that's the case. But yeah, looking at defense here, actually what I might do Rashawn Jenkins is a strong safety. I might switch him and Ronnie Hickman because I feel like he'd be better at free safety. So I'm going to do that real quickly here. All right, now with that all taken care of, I think it's about time we jump into our game against Cincinnati. But before we do, let's go through our weekly strategy. Looks like we can also adjust our training plan a little bit different. Usually before it was just half pads or full pads, but now we got rest, we got custom as well. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. All right, but with that all said and done, I think we're about ready to hop into this game. And yeah, cool menu here, cool new menu, but I'll see you guys in a second. All right, here we got a nice little interesting look here at the new traditions that they're implemented into this game, and it's pretty loud in the stadium already, but man, it's going to be fun. Here we got Shedeur running out of the tunnel, and this presentation, man, I already tell you, it looks a heck of a lot better than past years. Obviously that was something they wanted to implement from past years as well, but look at this, like it's showing even the last season's record. This is so cool. First kickoff of the new season, and it's going to be taken down at about the 30. So looks like we got the presentation package with Brandon Gott and Charles Davis. You guys won't be able to hear them, but I will. But here a nice little handoff to the running back. He's going to get a couple, not too bad. All right, first third down of this new Madden season. Let's get it going, gentlemen. Let's push with Hall, and that's going to be a catch out to, I don't know exactly who he threw it to, but it's a first down regardless. I'm going to try something a little different here. Kind of what I've done in college football a little bit. See if that does anything or not. Doesn't look like it does, but Myles Garrett bringing in the pressure as always. I am really liking what I'm seeing so far, this gameplay from this game. It doesn't seem a whole lot different from Madden 25, and there's a huge hit. Rashawn Jenkins, our guy we just moved over to free safety, and I think that was already an excellent decision. It's a nice third and long here in Cleveland, Ohio. The stadium's getting loud. Let's get the dog pound barking here. Joe Burrow looks to throw. Gonna throw it outside, and it's gonna be a stop. It's gonna be a fourth down. Oh, it's Amari Cooper. Interesting. So now we get to see the 5th round pick out of Colorado. It's Mr. Shedeur Sanders. Kind of surprised that Flacco got cut, if I'm being honest. So this is going to be a really interesting test because I've never played with Shedeur Sanders, obviously. So this is going to be very interesting. Anyways, we're going to start with a run play as I usually often do. And Junkin's going to get nothing. He's actually going to lose a yard, unfortunately, first. Also, something I just saw as well is they're actually going to tell us what the coach tendencies are for every play that we call, which basically just means that we can call like the coach itself that we're playing as if it's a real life coach, or I guess we could just kind of make our own kind of tendencies if we play as our own coach, which I'll have to try on a different franchise file. But I don't know. I think that's kind of cool if you're asking me. Anyways, all right, guys, let's get this going here. Let's not stall out here. I'm gonna throw Shedeur. Not what we want to see, unfortunately, on our first drive. Unfortunately, now we're facing a very strong Bengals offense, so this could be very interesting, unfortunately. And nice pass out to Cooper again. Gonna get a couple yards. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot that Cooper was even a free agent at the start anyways, because he still hasn't been signed by another team. So the fact that he's gone somewhere else in the AFC North is kind of interesting. Another third down here looming. This defense, like I said in the beginning of this video, it's very solid on paper at least. One of the most underrated defenses like in the past several years in the NFL, and Chase Brown gonna juke us out of our shoes and get a first down, unfortunately. But yeah, I gotta say, this game feels fluid. It feels nice overall, and I am very much looking forward to try and build a team to a Super Bowl championship in the near future. Not necessarily right now, but obviously as time goes on. Our another looming third down here. This is another third down that Cincy needs to get the first, obviously. Burrow gonna look to throw. Oh, he loses the football. The lineman has it. And it's gonna be a fourth down. It's Malik Collins with the sack and fumble. Honestly, I'm very, very impressed with our defensive show so far. Only 3 points potentially. And Evan McPherson does knock it through. Okay, so there's 3 points. So, hey, we're actually standing pretty tall for our first game as a franchise that's clearly rebuilding. All right, now we're going to get Shadur another shot here on offense. But first of all, we're going to hand it off to Junkins because he's a Ohio native, and that honestly, unfortunately, goes nowhere. Also, I will be going off of coach suggestions for a majority of this franchise Let's Play here. So nice pass to Njoku, and gets a first down. Obviously, with a rookie quarterback and everything like that, I want to be able to hear what the coach has to say. Which I mean, I'm technically the coach, so I guess I pick what comes out on the field. But I don't know. I don't want to necessarily try and find a play that works every single time that gets us easy first downs all the time if we don't need to. I'm going to try Judy one-on-one on the far side. Deontay Johnson's on the other side as well. I don't know. Shadur, I think, has an arm, if I'm not mistaken, if I don't remember correctly. But I guess we're just going to kind of have to see what happens here. I had Judy. I had Jerry Judy if I would have threw it like 5 seconds sooner. All right, Shadur, let's lock in a little bit here. Fella, let's lock in, buddy. I'm just going to lob it out here. That's a little underthrown. Oh, and he almost... That was almost a pick. I got kind of scared for a half second there. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to score on our first drive. We're going to try and get the Bengals in this next one here. And that's Zach Moss gets a couple. But yeah, honestly, I'm not too worried. This is just a slow start. I think we'll be probably fine as the season goes on. Anyways, nice play action pass for Burrow. Gonna get it to Show. Gonna get to a Cooper again, but he's gonna drop it. All right, we're gonna have a guy in motion now here. On his next play, third down, and it's going to be a completion to Amari Cooper again. Really got to keep that guy in check if we can. All right, we got ourselves another third down here. I'm going to try and do a QB spy with the D tackle. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything necessarily, and it doesn't seem like it will. T. Higgins. Oh, but he lost it. Oh, we picked it up. Look at that. Hall's unfortunately going to go out of bounds, but that's critical. What an absolute stop by our defense there. We definitely needed that. Anyways, now we're going to do a screen pass. Shadur to Junkins. Gonna get the couple, not quite 3. Trying to take over this game here with our offense now. Here goes Junkins up the middle. Gonna shake it off. Gonna push forward for a few. All right, let's try and complete a pass today, gentlemen. Let's go. Let's do this. Njoku. Oh, he stays in bounds and gets the first. There we go. Let's keep the offense rolling here, gentlemen. Let's keep going. 19. Nice. Cedric Tillman. Shakes off a tackle, gets a first down. Let's try and walk into this end zone now. I'm feeling good, gentlemen. I'm feeling good. All right, let's hand off Junkins. Oh, not quite. Gonna be stopped short. All right, let's see. Can Shadur get his first ever NFL passing touchdown in week 1? Let's find out here. Junkins. And that's a good one. Touchdown, Browns. Let's go. And obviously that also is Quinshon Junkins' first NFL touchdown as well. The vibes are very high right now. All right, with that, after that score, we hit the 2-minute warning in the second quarter. So we're going to try and do our best to keep these guys in check as we have all game. There goes Jamar Chase. Nice tackle, Rayshon Jenkins. Bengals going to do a little hurry up as well here, it looks like. Going to see if that does anything. I'm going to user my call out of here. Myles Garrett. You can't escape him. You can't do that. This guy is inevitable. All right, huge third down play here. Burrow gonna throw. Gonna look. Gonna get tackled. No, he's gonna shake it off. Gonna run. And gonna get stopped well short of the first down marker. All right, now we get our halftime show here. And this is a new thing as well. So I'm gonna just take a look at this here in this first episode. But let's see how this looks here. So we got Scott Hansen. So we'll just let him take it away from here. Oh, look at that. We got Chiefs, Chargers. That happened in Brazil. And looks like the Chiefs came away in that one. That's kind of cool. That's really cool. I love this presentation. I really do. Then we also got the Eagles hosting their game in the Thursday night game. It looks like it was a rain game in Philly. And it looks like it was a Cowboy victory. Wow. It looks like it's going to be another just random game. We're going to highlight the Saints and Cardinals. Look at that man go. Right now it's halftime, 13-0. Cardinals are up on the Saints. Honestly, I'm not really that surprised because the Saints are kind of supposed to be like kind of garbage this year. All right, so we're now going to go jump into our second half of our game here, trying to build off of what we did last time, which was a touchdown, and we took the lead in the game as well. We're going to hand it off to Junkins again up the middle, and he's going to get a couple. Toss it to Junkins again outside. Nice third down pass, and gets all the way down to about midfield. That was a nice play. Sanders to Junkins connection is very strong here. All right, we're going to try someone different, though. I don't need to necessarily throw it to him every single time. I need someone to get open. The tight end would be nice. And he does catch it. That was good. Looks like here we're actually going to be subbing out Quitshawn Junkins, and we're going to put Dylan Sampson, the guy from Tennessee. He's going to get a couple. He's going to rumble, and he's going to get the first. We definitely have the momentum on our side here, gentlemen. Let's try and see if we can keep that up. Junkins goes again. Doesn't get a whole lot. Fortunately, we're going to have to do a little something different here. I'm going to try Tillman, maybe. Oh, he shakes off of it, and he gets the first. All right, I think that has earned Junkins another run. So we're going to cut back inside. Oh, what a nice juke. First down as well. Oh, but unfortunately, they're going to call holding. I didn't even actually see the flag come up. That's a little disappointing. Well, honestly, I was kind of wondering why the hole was so wide open, but I guess we held. Anyways, we're gonna try again here. I'm going to try the tight end. That's David Njoku. All right, we got a pretty long 3rd and 12 here coming up here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, but then again, we are in field goal range, so that's at least helpful. Gonna pass it outside to Junkins. That's a bad idea. All right, now the challenge is going to be here is trying to kick a straight field goal. And we got it? And we do. Okay, good. All right, here we go, another drive. Cincinnati gonna try and get back in this game here. Gonna try and... Oh, Amari Cooper somehow able to catch that. But he also, unfortunately, gets injured on that as well, which honestly I'm not really that surprised about because he got hit hard. Yeah, Bengals, what you got next? Outside, Chase Brown. Gonna go nowhere. Our defense playing out of their mind so far this game. And not a bad play. Not a bad play. All right, 3rd and 1 here. Joe Burrow gonna try and sneak, and does he get it? No, he doesn't get it. Wow. Alrighty, let's now go back to the ground game here with Junkins. Gonna juke. Oh, nice one. That was a good one. This kid is absolutely crushing this Bengals defense today. I love to see it. Gonna toss out to Judy on the RPO. And not quite get it first, but he's gonna be close. Alright, I'm gonna try a play here. I think I like with Judy. Nope, I'm gonna take... Nope, that was a bad play. I meant to throw it to A, not to X. Alright, we got a nice 3rd and 3 here. Let's try and convert this one, shall we? Gonna try and throw it here. Gonna look. I got Judy, maybe. Oh, it's gonna be intercepted. Shoot. And I don't think that no one's gonna catch that, man. I don't think. Oh, wait. He got him. Never mind. We're good. Oh, but there is a flag down. There's holding. Is that on me though? Yeah, it's on me. It's not gonna take it away, unfortunately. Whoops. So unfortunately, we already now on this side of the field with the Bengals knocking on our door again, just because of... You almost caught that again. I'm actually kind of impressed. All right, come on, defense. Let's bounce back, please. Had a bad play earlier. Let's try and get out of it. Burrow gonna throw, and that's gonna be a Cincinnati touchdown. It's gonna be T. Higgins, and we're already at a tie game. So that certainly did not take long. Alrighty, we're already sitting at a 3rd down again here. I gotta try and come up with something if I can. I think I might see something potentially. We'll see. Judy. That's not Judy. That's Johnson. Still 1st down. See if we can toss out Junkins here outside. Oh, he shakes off a tackle. No flag? No flag. We're good. All right, nice another 1st down play here. Shadur gonna look. I see a guy. That's Johnson again. Nice another run up the middle for Junkins. Somehow didn't get going very quick. All right, now we got another 3rd down looming again. We gotta try and punch this one in if we can, or at least convert it if we can. Don't know if that's gonna be possible. I'm gonna try and bullet it to Tillman, who he's gonna be so short, just short. You know what? I trust our defense. We're just going to try and go for 3 and try and make this a 3-point game here. So there we go. Easy. Don't need to fret about it a whole lot. All right, 2nd and 4 for Cincinnati. Oh, that was good. That was good. I like that. A huge 3rd down here, gentlemen. 3rd and 4. I'm trying to stay back here at Shoyinka. Gonna fortunately let up a pass for 1st again. Dang it. All right, let's go defense. Do what you do best. Joe Burrow gonna throw outside. That's complete again. All right, another huge 3rd down play here. Let's try and stop this one, defense. Looking here. Burrow gonna throw. Maybe, is that a pick? Oh, but does he catch it? Oh, wow. I honestly didn't think he catched that. So I'm actually very impressed. All right, let's try this again here. Burrow. Line collapsing. Oh, but he still gets it out to Higgins. And he still gets a 1st down. All right, come on, guys. 2-minute warning here in this game. Let's try and do something here. Gonna Chase Brown. Gonna get a 1st, unfortunately. That sucks. 1st and goal here. Joe Burrow is lit up underneath. See if we can stop him here. Chase Brown gonna be leveled, clotheslined. I hate that. Go throw it. Ah! And they're gonna score with. Is that Isaiah Likely? Apparently, he either got traded or he was cut from the Ravens because he was still supposed to be in the Ravens. So that's really interesting. All right, we gotta try and finish this one strong, gentlemen. I know we can. Shedeur, do you have a 4th quarter comeback in you in your 1st career start? All right, gonna throw it outside. Judkins gets a couple, not a whole lot though. Gonna look again here. Sanders looking to tight end, stuck, unfortunately. Oh, and he doesn't come down with it. Shoot. We got a 3rd and long here. We got to convert this one and potentially go 4th down because we are only down by 4. So let's see if we can do this here, gentlemen. Gonna look. That's a... it's going to be a drop. It's close, though. All right, unfortunately, this is going to be the game here. If we do not convert this, we unfortunately will take a defeat in our 1st game. Here we go. Try again. Sanders. Get to the tight end. Get a 1st down. Oh, just inches short. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, so unfortunately, we were not able to do anything on defense, and we're just going to take a loss in our 1st week of the year, and at home too, which hurts even more. But, you can't win them all, so got a long season ahead, unfortunately. All right, so looking at the stats here after that game, unfortunately, it was not. We obviously didn't end the way we wanted it to, but Shedeur, honestly, not a bad game overall. We threw that one ugly interception that honestly probably turned this, made us this game so close. Otherwise, I think we probably would have had a better shot of winning it potentially in the end. But still, 160 yards, 62% completion percentage is not great, but we could have honestly done a lot worse. Rushing, obviously, Judkins led the way with 63 rushing yards. And then receiving was led by David Njoku and Judkins. So with Judkins getting the only touchdown we scored all game, but Njoku becoming a very reliable target early on for Shedeur Sanders. That'll be very crucial in his development. Also, another shout out to Cedric Tillman for being just another reliable target for us as well throughout this game. But what I'm really, really impressed with is his defense. We got 2 sacks on Burrow. We didn't intercept him at all, but we got a couple tackles for loss as well. And we were just really forcing him to throw incomplete passes or just forcing them to throw short passes anyways because it was such a low scoring game. Also, Malik Collins and Greg Newsome were ones that forced the fumble, and Mike Hall recovered the fumble that we had that ultimately turned this game in our favor for a majority of the time. All right, so now that game is done. Unfortunately, we obviously didn't win it, but oh well, we'll get him next time, hopefully. But also, with that, I am actually going to end this episode here. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. As always, and if you have any suggestions for what I should do with this. But yeah, with that, that's going to be it from me on this one. Hope you guys did enjoy. Always remember to be safe, be kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.